Barry, you were born in Geelong, not far from Melbourne in Australia, in 1932. And initially you were a high school teacher. You became famous in the 1960s as an extraordinarily successful contestant in an Australian quiz show called Pick a Box.
Yes.
It was broadcast on both radio and TV, and you appeared in more than 200 episodes. I was a teenager when you started being a quiz show star, and I listened to many of those episodes, and I was astonished, as I'm sure most listeners were, by the breadth of your knowledge. I don't recall you ever getting an answer wrong, though I do recall a couple of occasions on which the quizmaster said that your answer was wrong, but you then argued back and showed that it was in fact the answer that the quizmaster had been given that was wrong, not yours. So how did you develop this absolutely extraordinary general knowledge?
Well, I think really what happened was that I was very much a creature of my time, and so as a child I was very conscious of the Great Depression, and I remember terrible images of the 1930s, particularly in China, where there had been a Japanese invasion, and I was conscious that there was a lot of poverty around in my area, and I decided that I wanted to be as effective as I could with my life to try and understand the way in which the world worked. And I saw knowledge, in a sense, as being constructed around a kind of an armature, in a way, a bit like a sculptor's armature, where you sort of built up something here and something there, and everything was related, so that when I think of 1932, my year of birth, I think of it automatically as being 200 years from the birth of George Washington or the birth of Franz Joseph Haydn, the composer. Or I think of it as the year in which Franklin D. Roosevelt was elected as the President of the United States, that the Labour Party was in a state of collapse in Australia. And so everything was related to everything else.